Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for the waning moon period from April 14th until April 22nd when we have the new moon in Taurus. Now, this is the week after the full moon when our energy is starting to slow down, when we're wrapping up loose ends, we're starting to withdraw and allow for the release of old ideas, beliefs, or situations. It's also an amazing time to reflect on personal growth and healing and start preparing for this beautiful new moon in Taurus, and thinking about new ideas, new beginnings, and what we want to manifest. So without further ado, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, we're going to invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and spirit guides to this space to deliver the messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And I apologize in advance for any interruptions. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from April 14th through April 22nd. There you go. You guys are showing up right smack dab in the middle of your reading. I'm actually going to move this. Nice. Your overall energy is the Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You may be dealing with somebody who's exhibiting these qualities or have these qualities in your chart. But the Ace of Cups in reverse speaks of a blessing, and a new beginning. But more than anything, it's really speaking to me. I feel that you need to refill your cup. There's a sense of exhaustion, whether this is emotional, whether it's just because of everything that's been going on in the world around you, but that this cup needs to be refilled. Underneath that, you have the Judgment card. Judgment is all about, making sure you're not making too many harsh judgments on yourself or on others, that you're not making snap judgments. It can also be that somebody was judging you too harshly. It's also a card of second chances, but when it's in the reverse, it may be that something just isn't able to go where you want it to go, and it's also all about karmic justice. Underneath there, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And the Queen of Swords in reverse is somebody who is operating a little bit more, not a little bit, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, somebody who's operating more from their shadow side. This is somebody it could be an ex, it could be somebody who's widowed or a widower. It could be somebody who is just angry and bitter because of all of the things that have happened to them. You might be able to see why they behave this way, but it's still not appropriate. It's somebody who's cutting and biting with their words. They may not be using logic and reason. They may just be reacting and speaking harshly. It has a feeling of an abusive nature to it. Somebody who says things to cut you down. And make sure that it's not an aspect of yourself, because sometimes when we make mistakes or the going gets tough, we tend to, we can find ourselves sometimes putting ourselves down. Okay, so just make sure that's not an aspect of yourself. Spirit saying it's time to look in a new direction, how to bring abundance and fertility into your life. And how to, what new direction may be in learning that you may need to, learning, health, or healing, okay, from this situation. All right, and we see that with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Again, I do apologize, that was the bird. She does like to sort of creep up to my door and then start screaming when she hears me recording, so I do apologize. Okay, so Sagittarius, you guys are coming out. This is one of the Sagittarius cards in the Minor Arcana, the Ten of Wands. This is all about this tendency to say yes to too many things, to take on too many responsibilities. And even though you know, you feel like you're capable of doing them, but doing them all on your own and not delegating, it becomes too much. It becomes a burden. So there's a real need for you to release that burden. And we see that here with the Four of Swords, you know, that you're getting the messages. Either you need to listen to your body, or you need to listen to spirit, or the messages that you're receiving from your angels and your spirit guides that it's time to release some of these burdens. Now, in your surroundings, you guys do have the Fool energy, and this is beautiful because this is saying spirit is completely supporting you. Sorry, I'm just going to go back really quickly. We do have 2 10s in this deck, in this reading. And these 2 10s do signify that something is ending. And I see that here with the Judgment card. And that may be why we have this Queen of Swords, either you or somebody else reacting negatively to something that just had run its course, that can't go wherever you wanted to take it. And it has you feeling quite emotionally drained. This can be a romantic relationship. It can be a job. It can be any sort of partnership. It can be a creative endeavor that you're working on. Okay. And with these 2 10s, these are both saying that there's an ending here that's imminent, that has already taken place. Okay, and it's time for you to release the poison, release the toxins, purify. Spirit wants you to start over. This is one of my, this is not normally a Sagittarius card, but Sagittarius is all about adventure and about growth and expansion and seeing the big picture and philosophy and culture. And so Spirit's saying, it's time for you to get out, start a new beginning, just get back that Sagittarius optimism, because some of you have been really weighed down by whether it's responsibilities at work, at home, or just what's going on around us. Okay, what's blocking you? We have the Two of Wands. This is just all about making the decision. Spirit is saying the choice is yours. So you're at a crossroads. You might feel obligated to 2 different things, 2 people, 2 ideas, 2 directions, not really sure what you should put down, what you need to release, not really sure, should you really do this or should you not? And this is what's holding you back, this indecision. But Spirit wants you to think about your passion. What does your heart tell you? What is that? What if you close your eyes and you had to choose one really quickly? Which one would it be? All right, and that's most likely your answer. Now, in your foundation, we have the Ten of Swords. This is all about an ending. I feel like this is, many of you are very wise or old souls. This is not the first time that you've experienced an ending. Endings are part of life. It's the natural cycle of life. It happens to all of us. We all go through these endings, whether it's sort of giving, whether it's a relationship that's run its course, or whether it's a stage in your life that you have to say goodbye to. Whether you're getting married, you're having children, or whether your children are, living away from you, whatever it might be, or even if it's retirement, so it's putting all of those changes in perspective. And also, the ability, 3, 5, 7, 8. Let me just count these, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So what I do love about this card, and I've never noticed, is that he is holding a sword. And this is, for me, this is, Spirit had me count these because I've never actually counted all of these. I mean, I knew there were 10 swords on this card, but I've never really looked at where they were all placed. And it's really interesting. I'm really picking up on a message here with him holding that one sword. With this ending has come a new beginning. This person here is holding on to his sword, and he's also wearing a crown. This is a king. Okay, this is somebody who knows what they're doing. They've reached the end of a cycle in their life, and they're going to start a new one. And that new direction, it's totally different than what they've been doing before. This is truth, and this is clarity. And Spirit saying with that ending, that's what you are gaining: truth and clarity and a new vision. In your recent past, the Eight of Wands in reverse, this is fire energy. This is my Law of Attraction card. This is, this is you manifesting this. So whether you realize it or not, you have been manifesting this ending and this brand new beginning for yourself, which is very nice energy. The Eight of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag energy, and it's all about communication. And when it can be rapid fire communication, it can be things moving very quickly. And when it's in the reverse, for me, these wands just fall right out of the sky. So something that did come to an end. It could be that there's no longer communication between you and a person, or it could just be that something that you were manifesting, you just haven't been able to do it. And there's a reason for it, because it wasn't for your highest good. And we're seeing that here with the Judgment card in reverse as well. So just confirmation that this was a fated or a destined change or ending that ultimately is going to be very good for you, because in your outcome card, you have my favorite card, Venus in Virgo. But before we get there, let's take a look at the Four of Swords. This is more Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. You have a lot of air in your reading, so you might have air in your chart. You might be dealing with an air sign. And the Four of Swords is all about healing, meditation, prayer, rest, relaxation, finding quiet time to paint or draw, or just enjoy the beauty of nature, and how healing that's going to be for you, or how healing it is to you. For somebody, I'm getting somebody who really enjoys looking out their window. Okay, whether you have big picture windows in your house or a small window, and you might enjoy watching, your bird feeder or your squirrels or what have you, because here she's in her garden, she's in her paradise. This is somebody who's alone, but they're not lonely, and they're enjoying, the fruits of their labor. They're enjoying of where they are in life, no matter where they are. Okay, and I love this transition from the 8 to the 9, that this is exactly where you need to be, my dear Sagittarians. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull some energy oracle cards for you guys for additional messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from April 14th through April 22nd. Happy family. For some of you, this might have to do with your stability. It may have to do with your family. Okay, for some of you, this is what you want. You're either looking to create a family, or you're really relying on your family at this time. Stability and happiness is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this envy card is obvious. It's not obvious, but, it's probably coming from this Queen of Swords energy that we're seeing in that overall energy there. Angel of Love. For some of you, this may have to do with a love relationship. For some of you, it might have to do with a marriage. A marriage might be coming to an end. You may be having a brand new beginning in love, though, as well. Okay? And the Angel of Love, remember, it's a reminder here that, you are surrounded by your angels and your ancestors, your spirit guides, your loved ones who have passed. For some of you, this might have to do with a loved one who has passed. You might have been receiving, you may have been dreaming about them or receiving messages, really thinking about them at this time. And Spirit just wants you to remind you that your angels here have heard your prayers. Your prayers will be answered. You're going to be just fine on your own, too. And that's whether or not you're in a relationship or you're not. And then you get contract. Yeah, so this is about verbal and nonverbal, verbal and written contracts, and nonverbal contracts. At the bottom of the deck, we have Archangel Raphael, the 4th chakra, your heart chakra, your heart space. So this has to do with something that you're very emotionally attached to, some sort of contract. This is good. This means also for those of you, I was going to say for those of you who are divorcing, because I'm getting that, even though I'm not seeing my normal marriage cards here, but it was something I wanted to say earlier and I didn't. So again, some of you might be getting a divorce. Things are moving in your favor. Things are moving in your favor, so don't worry. Yeah, Spirit doesn't want you to worry. You do have to deal with a little bit of envy. Check yourself. See who, see around you. But this is something that that you have to, is something you might have to deal with, but you don't have time right now to focus on negative energy. Right now, it's time to focus on you and healing and whatever new beginning. It's time, the choice has to be made. Okay, I do apologize. There's a lot of noise around. We get luxury. And we get magic. Ooh. All right. So let's take a look at this luxury card. The luxury card is all about vines, and the vine was brought to Britain by the Bronze Age Celts, and as such is not a native tree to the Isle. Nevertheless, it became an important part of folklore, and in a spiral growth pattern can be emulated in Celtic knot work. Ooh, some of you who are listening might have some real Celtic traditions or backgrounds, from what I understand. Medicinally, it was used in medieval times as a poultice for coughs and inflammations. Yeah, wow. Culpeper describes wine made from the vine tree as the greatest cordial among the vegetables. Wine is thought to open the crown chakra. When the luxury card is drawn, it would appear that your life needs more joy right now. Yeah, so to not take things too seriously. Parties, dancing, holidays, it's time to play. You might be feeling that life has been a bit joyless and full of responsibility, and think of this card as a permission slip to say yes to more luxury. Okay, very nice. And then you guys get the card of magic. So the magic card is powerful, imaginative, and sorcerer. And it is represented here with the elderflower. The elderflower was one of the most useful herbs for herbal remedies in medieval times, with the flowers and leaves being found to contain anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antioxidant properties. Elderflower wine is a well-known and delicious byproduct of fermenting the flowers with water, lemon juice, and yeast. The magical properties of elderflower include spell work for prosperity, health, and protection. And I see that. I feel like for those of you who are going through any sort of divorce or separation, that you're going to be rewarded a just amount and you're going to come out of it quite okay. If it isn't a marriage, it might be a business. You might be leaving a job and be getting a nice sort of severance package. Spirit wants you to know that you'll be taken care of. When this magic card appears, it's time to stand in your power like a priestess. This card is a reminder that you're a spiritual being having a physical experience, and you can absolutely have a powerful effect on how your life works. The key words for this card are confidence, skill, and creation. The priestess is a powerful manifester, able to create the things she needs in her life using both her heart and mind and divine power of the universe. The priestess of magic has one foot in the physical world and one foot in the spiritual world, acting as a bridge between heaven and earth. There are similarities between this card and the magician card in the tarot. Very nice. So yeah, this is also a reminder that you guys, even if you were trying to manifest something and it didn't come to fruition, this is Spirit saying because it wasn't meant to be, because it wasn't for your highest good, but you have the power. There's a little healing that needs to take place first, a little self-love and self-care, rest and rejuvenation that needs to take place, and a little bit of alone time. Okay, even if you're within a relationship, but, in order for you to manifest the life that you want, that you are the creator of your reality, this card just wants to come out. And you guys get Ostara. Okay, you guys, for those of you, I was going to say this earlier, and I didn't. I just didn't feel like mentioning it. But it was definitely a message that I kind of ignored. I'm doing this reading on Easter Sunday, and I just got the Ostara card coming out. Okay, and Ostara, I believe, is the goddess name, the goddess name that we get Easter from. Fertility. Now, some of you may be wondering, okay, well, what about the Easter bunny? Or maybe have wondered about the Easter bunny, because this goddess, I believe, was represented by fertility, which is represented by the bunny. Bunnies reproduce very rapidly because they also have, they have a lot of prey. They are prey. For fox and that sort of thing. And so they don't have a lot of defenses. So their survival mechanism is reproducing very quickly. All right, so it is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. We see that right there with the Fool card in your surroundings. I feel like this is too important to ignore, you guys, so I'm going to read from the book from Ostara. Springtime is any time when the light increases within your mind and entire system. Okay, so this is speaking to spring in the northern hemisphere. Okay, and again, I'm doing this reading on Easter Sunday. Okay, I just love it. For me, I've got this huge smile across my face. If you feel dark, heavy, or depressed, then you can lighten up by fueling yourself with positive intentions, nutritious foods, and anything that sparks your feelings of love. Surround yourself with beautiful flowers, brighten the colors in your wardrobe at home, and draw back the curtains to let in natural light. Feel more energized and powerful as you spruce up your inner and outer worlds. Ostara, she's the Teutonic goddess of fertility and springtime, who's sometimes called Austere. The words East and Easter were both named after Ostara because of the reference to the sun rising in the east and the increase in sunlight beginning in the Celtic springtime. She's celebrated during the spring equinox as the bringer of increased light and the balance between nighttime and daytime hours. Call upon Ostara to increase your fruitfulness, fertility, or to help you embark on new ventures. Yes, so new beginnings, Sag. When this card comes, it signifies pregnancy or new beginnings. You'll be involved with successful child conception, adoption, or custody resolution. Okay, we see that here with the contract. I was picking up on something similar to that. Your desire will fully manifest in the springtime. There will be a resurrection of the old. Your new idea or venture will be successful. It's an opportune time to make life changes. Okay, Sag, I do apologize about the interruptions that we experienced during this reading. I hope it wasn't too sort of discombobulated for you. This message is really beautiful. There's a lot of hope and healing and new beginnings for you. So please make sure that you're raising that vibration. Try to enjoy the moment. And I love you guys so much. Take care and have an absolutely beautiful day.